Hello, this is Russ Sears, and this is my submission for MIT 822, Module 5, talking about cognitive load in many things that we do. I'd like to start with the idea of these signs and the fact that content and text get overloaded very quickly. You can see that doesn't take long to put up the signs you think you need, and the next thing you know, you've got too many of them. That also includes being conscious of whether or not your signs actually make sense. If you're from the Boston area where I'm living, if you're familiar with this sign here, it's very confusing because you're on one road and it's going supposedly south and north at the same time. This other place here, Katima Malilo, this is in Africa where I lived, and you would get to a fork in the road, and it didn't really matter which way you went, yet they had an interesting sign here. So simplicity really equals clarity. Many examples of these in airports. Bathroom signs are very good examples of making signs that are nice and simple and very obvious as to what they mean. And they don't have to be this form here. There are many creative ones in restaurants. And again, in airports, they have to be fairly good about making their signs simple and easy to figure out because of the language barriers. I took a moment to look through some of my worksheets, which are another thing to look at when you think about type and the design of how it looks, and also the media that's involved there. These are two very similar worksheets that I give out in my physics class, and without even reading any of it, you can get a pretty good sense of which one is well balanced and going to be pretty straightforward for the students. And when it's busy, they generally have a kind of a negative attitude towards it. When it looks pretty simple, they already have a good attitude and feel like they're going to be able to get through it. And when it comes to websites and simulations and things like that that you use on the internet, that will pretty much be the same. These are two simulations for waves, which I use in physics. One on the left here, I find is nice and simple. Text is pretty straightforward, and the layout is very nice. Same really goes for this one as well. However, I found that the students really find this one a lot more understandable because of the way the media works. They have the choice of a lot of things on here, but for some reason, the fact that this one really looks real, kind of looks like a little chain, makes a lot more sense to them. Whereas this one is very much mathematical, and it just looks like points. So you have to be very careful with type, screen design, and the media that you have on the websites that you use with the kids. And I found that this lesson covered several things for educators. Being a learner as far as learning which works best with the students, and also being a facilitator and finding what is best for them.